it's center or not. But let's say if it's off center, it'll keep going back and forth. You can see this, right? The way to get it really fine-tuned is put your hand down and not move your hand at all. And I'll touch my hand once every revolution. The trick is to stop the wheel when it touches my hand. Try. There you go. And then you push that direction. I'll go again. So it's better than before, but it has a little bit of wobble. Again, same thing. Push a little bit. Now that's center. The next thing we need to do is make sure this thing doesn't move around. So I'll take a piece of clay. Make sure you get into thin coils and do it on opposite side. You want to push down and into the bat. So now these two are holding this. And do 2 more at the other 2 sides. You want to be careful not to push into your piece and break it, right? But make sure it's like a little bit of a balancing act. Now this is nice and secure. I'm ready to trim. Your trimming tool should have a round one and a square one. Mostly they come in there and I got it. So I always like to start with the round one. So elbows down like you're centering. Hold it kind of flat. You don't want to be like this. You want to be more flat and spin it really fast. Hold it real firm and start to remove clay. This is really satisfying. This is like the perfect, right? When it's perfect like this, when if it's too dry, it'll be kind of chalky and hard to handle. If it's too wet, it won't work either. This is the best. So what is a foot? You want basically a ring that this thing can sit on. And you get to decide how thick you want this to be. So I go from here and kind of stop there. I'll go on the outside and take a little bit off. That's like the foot. Now I can make it nicer. So I'll go in and go a little deeper. There we go. Generally, the deeper the foot, the more visually dynamic it looks. But to a certain point, only you know how thick that bottom is. And if you go through, and you will at some point, then you're just like, oh, too much. So, you can use the flat one to make, because see, with the round one, I always leave little ridges, but with the flat one, you can make it nice and smooth. You can make a harsh edge if you want to. You can take your big trimming tool. This will do really well on large surfaces like a plate or bowl or platter. Do on the side a little bit. And I can get this foot. So this is one type of foot. Now you get to be creative and decide what kind of foot you want. I can make it really distinctive like this. On the inside, I can go in even more. Make this foot stand out like that. Some people like really angular feet with sharp edges like this. If you like that, do that. If you don't, you can soften it. A little bit of sponge. See how that, your eyes can see how just a little bit makes it softer. All these burrs, I kind of leave it alone. When it's bone dry, I'll come back, they flake right off. And that's basically it. The last thing you want to do is you want to make sure you sign your name. Any questions about trimming? Okay, thank you.